What's up YouTube, and welcome back to Alternative Inverts. For those that are new to the channel, welcome, we're glad that you joined us. So today we're going to be taking a look at Aphonopelma Seemanni. We're going to get a look at her enclosure, give you a little bit of information about this species, where they're from, how to keep them, etc. We're also going to be having a look again at our Dendrobates luecomelas, our bumblebee poison dart frogs. It is time for them to be fed, so we're going to show you our feeding of the poison dart frogs and also how we feed them. So what sort of supplements do we add to their fruit flies when feeding them on a daily basis. So here she is. This is our female Aphonopelma Seemanni. Now she was gifted to us by Rachel's brother, who no longer, he was shooting and getting rid of some of the spiders in his collection, and Rach came back home with her. She may very well be in pre-molt. She's not darkened down on her abdomen, but she's not been eating for quite some time. She hasn't molted with us, and we've had her, you know, the best part of around 10 months. So she has been here quite some time. She already had all of this hairs removed from her abdomen when we had her, so we are trying to speed up and get her to molt as soon as possible, really, just to get her stunning and looking, you know, all in good shape. So the Aphonopelma Seemanni, also known commonly as the Costa Rican zebra or the striped knee tarantula, is a New World tarantula from Central America, Costa Rica, and have temperatures ranging from around 30 degrees on the coast to around 17 degrees inland, with long rainy seasons varying from April all the way through to December. So keeping these guys on damp substrate is good for them, and at the same time make sure that you are always keeping them with a water dish and that water dish is full. As you can see from this girl, they have some stunning colorations to them. A nice dark brown coloration, but they have some very contrasting patterns going all up the leg, which is where they get their common name from, the Costa Rican zebra. Keeping these guys is quite simple. Again, keep them on damp substrate. Create them a starter burrow, use a little bit of cork bark as we have in ours for a starter hide. They make an absolutely fantastic display tarantula. They are always out, you can always see our Aphonopelma Seemanni. They're beautiful, they're quite docile, they're not skittish, they're quite slow moving. Now as you can see from our female, you can see that she does have quite a lot of her setae removed from her abdomen. Now this has been like that since we got given this spider. This was given to us by Rachel's brother, who was shrinking down his collection, and he asked us if we wanted it. We didn't have one, so of course we snapped that up and we had to get it in our collection because it is just stunning. I would recommend this New World to anybody. If you are a beginner, this is still a spider that you could have in your collection without having to worry too much about it bolting or charging towards you, kicking a lot of hairs. They tend to be quite docile, and I would recommend this tarantula for you beginners. Over here in the UK, they are quite a common species. They are quite cheap and affordable. So again, I'd recommend, if you don't have one in your collection, make sure you get one, because you will really appreciate this tarantula if you're looking for spiders in your collection that you can actually see quite frequently. So that's Aphonopelma Seemanni. I hope you love her, guys. I think she's absolutely stunning. I really can't wait for her to molt, and so we can see her new set of clothes and see how beautiful she is after a fresh molt. Now what we're going to do, we're going to quickly feed our Dendrobates luecomelas, the bumblebee poison dart frogs. I'll tell you what supplements I'm mixing in with the fruit flies, and we'll get them fed and catch some feeding footage of them in action. Let's take a look. So here we have the pot that I'm going to be putting the fruit flies into. And first, what I'm going to do, pour some Nutribol, and now this is the calcium supplement, calcium and multivitamin supplement that the dart frogs need. Now we will tip a little bit in. This is used for every feeding. So every day or every couple of days when our dart frogs are fed, they will need this as a bare minimum. Now, once every 2 weeks, we also add in a little of the Repashy Vitamin A Plus to make sure that they're getting enough vitamin A. So let's sprinkle a little bit of this in as well. And you only need a tiny little bit of that. And then also once a month, to help with all the other goodness that they need and other supplements that they need, we will also give them some Repashy Super Pig, which is their carotenoid supplement. And this helps with all of their coloration and everything like that. So again, just sprinkle a tad of that in there, and we've got it all in here. Give that a mix, and there we go. Now you don't need too much, you only need a little bit. That's probably too much anyway, but I will leave that in there for the next one. Now to add the fruit flies. Now the trick with this, once they hit that dust, they won't climb up the side and out of the pot. So we'll just get this, there's a few left in here, we'll tip those little guys out. Now I would recommend starting your own fruit fly cultures if you do keep dart frogs, just because it's a lot cheaper. These ones were bought, but I do also have some fruit fly cultures that are sitting, waiting to boom. So to start a culture, you need to add about 50 fruit flies, leave them for a week or 2 weeks. See them developing, like you can down here a little bit as well. And that'll just boom the culture. Now, if you do want to look at how to make a dart frog culture, there will be a tag up in one of these corners with a link to our video, which will show you how to create a fruit fly culture and get it settled. Now, I'm not going to be feeding them too much today because I did feed them quite a lot yesterday, and I've noticed that there are still some in their enclosure anyway. When I gave it a mist down this morning first thing, the water tends to bring the fruit flies back out and you can see them crawling around. So we'll be just adding these extra in for the purpose of the video, so you can see some of them feeding. As you can see, some of it is overgrown now in this bioactive enclosure, so I need to make sure I'm trimming back some of these plants, which I'll be doing soon. Trimming them back, cutting some of these, and I might plant them into some of my other enclosures as well. This is a full bioactive setup, so it has your drainage layer where the water will sit, and normally there is a fountain at the back, a waterfall that streams down the back, goes back down into the drainage layer and then gets sucked back up and keeps coming back through. But also, it's not just a planted enclosure, it is full bioactive, so it does have lots of other inverts in here that keep everything going. So basically any of the excrement from the dart frogs will be eaten by the other inverts. There's a few different species of springtail in here. There are isopods in here, so we've got a lot of dwarf whites in here. We've mixed 2 different colonies in. Obviously they will then breed and repopulate the enclosure basically. Now these guys might snack down on some of the springtails as well as these fruit flies and some of the dwarf white isopods. We've got some natural moss growing up the side of the enclosure, and also it's growing down the side of this enclosure, but you can't see because of all this now. This is growing quite well. And we've got some cork bark which this is stuck to. It's now grown all over the cork bark, and we'll soon be going all up these branches at the back as well. So let's get these in and see if we can get some little bit of feeding footage. There is also a third dart frog in here somewhere. I've got 2 males to 1 female, and I've been hearing the males calling again, so hopefully they will be breeding again soon. We have already had 1 lot of eggs from our female that were grown on into froglets, and it's the same with these as well. You want to make sure that the humidity is always up in this enclosure. It needs to be kept damp at all times. I mist this down. I have got a misting system, so every couple of hours it will mist itself for 30 seconds, and I also give it a little mist myself manually, just to make sure that that humidity is kept up for them. Now you don't want to keep too many of these in the enclosure together because they can be quite aggressive with each other, so you want to make sure that you're just keeping them in small little groups and you don't have too many females because the females will fight over the males.
Taking no L's. They really not who they claiming. They talking foul with the cap block. My heart is cold, keep it padlocked. My mind is coated in Kevlar. They sent the shop, but can't stick me. I dropped the ball in my lesson. I dropped the class with the schedule. I can't afford to be bored, but a couple of bros me through the school with degrees. Can't let an interview, they pay more than the minimum wage. They pull up suited, but they talking about them dreads on their head. And it be their resume, they can't say their name. That shit is shame. The system got it easier. They claim she need to relax. Got a couple kids, a single mom. They laid her out back in March. She lost her crib. They sent the SWAT to throw her back to the street. That it freeze her rent, the stimulus won't even see her address. I'm thinking cash rules everything. They got us by the culture. Spend a couple of racks to keep the art scene posting. When we ask for what we owe, they wanna talk like they ain't got it. Sign an ex-man at a lower rate to help them bag a fortune. So we torch it, we burn it all down till y'all get it. I'm native to this sand, don't give a f about no pilgrim. When the police at my neck, my brother hanging by a branch, and I can't even pay his bond because we stressed the dollar thin. Tell me how we supposed to win, huh? They selling dope to keep us clothed to pay the rent, huh? A lot to hold, but I ain't fold, I'm still on 10, huh? Toes planted in the soil, getting hard to keep it cordial, but that's just the way it goes. As fast as you can. As fast as you can. I could really get away. Don't make me feel away. I just wanna get away from it all. I just need an escape.
There you go, guys. So I hope you enjoyed that video. That is a close-up look at our Aphonopelma Seemanni tarantula, or Costa Rican zebra tarantula, or stroke knee tarantula, and also a quick look at our Dendrobates, luecomelas, bumblebee poison dart frogs feeding. Now, I hope you enjoyed this video. If you did, give it that thumbs up. Drop any comments that you have down below. If you are new to the channel, please make sure you hit that subscribe button and the bell notification to be notified when we upload next. Take care, guys. Look after yourselves. One love. Stay safe. And until next time, catch you later. Bye-bye.